right? So what we are going to discuss today, let me tell you here how to install the Python, how to create AWS account, and how like what are the features of the Python we have, why the Python is more uh, uh, more uh, more importance is given in the industry, or popular I mean to say, and who invented Python language, and because of what name the Python has come with that name. All these things we have seen, and we have seen what are the different AWS services we are going to use as part of this course, because you need to get a real time uh, knowledge, right? So that is why I have included some of the AWS services, because we are going to integrate our Python scripts with those AWS services, and we have seen the data types. What are the different data types we have in the Python? Okay, so we have seen few data types, like we have introduced to all the data types. Some of the functions we have seen, like print, okay, exit function we have seen. We have seen the ID function. We have seen the type function. Okay, so like that we have seen the bytes data type, byte array data type. We have seen the int data type, string data type. Okay, we have seen the what is the difference between the byte and byte array data type. Byte is immutable, that means it is not changeable, and the byte array is mutable, that means it is changeable. That's what you need to understand. Okay, so whatever it is, the bytes or the byte array will be accepting the numbers from 0 to 256. It will be in that range only, it cannot accept more than that. Okay, that's what all the things we have seen, and we have also seen the float data type yesterday, which handles the floating point numbers, and all these things we have seen in the yesterday's class. Okay, today what we are going to see is all about the what is that list, other data types that we have: list, tuple, okay, what is that, dictionary, and we have set and the frozen set. These are the data types are left out, so we are going to see that today. Okay, all these data types which I've mentioned just now. Okay, so what we are going to do, let us go to the list data type that we have. Okay, let me clear the screen from here, or let me switch to other tab. Okay, let me yeah, enough. Let me go here. What is a list? Okay, list is the like it's a combination of multiple elements. Let me tell you. Okay, L here, L is equal to, I am making the list starts with square bracket and ends with square bracket, something like this. Okay, let me connect my pad, like writing pad, so that it will be easy to understand for you people. One second, please. Okay, I hope one second. Yeah, enough. Now let me, what is the list actually? Let me take this pad, this one. Okay, let me take this size as 3. Okay, now what is a list? List data type that we are going to see is today is the list data type. Let me take this color. Okay, now list data type that we are going to see today. List. How to represent a list? List is represented in square brackets, something like this. Okay, square brackets. Now, list is the collection of elements. List is a collection of elements. This is the list we call it as. It's an empty list. Okay, it's an empty list that you need to understand. Okay, now here L is the variable. L is the variable. Okay, let me write it here. Variable. Okay, and this is the value for that variable. Value for that variable. Right now. Now let me put some values in those. Let me put some values in those list actually. Now like this, 10, comma 20, comma 30, comma 40, comma 50, something like this. Okay, now here, this is the list with some values actually. These values, the values in this list will be accessed from with based on their index. Okay, this is the 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index. Okay, this is the index with which the values in the list can be accessed. Okay, something like this. Okay, 3 index 40, 4 index 50, something like this. Okay, this is the list which is a collection of elements. Okay, now the list can have multiple types of elements. Here we have only integers, like integers means numbers. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. But the list can handle like strings also, something like this. 10, okay, like this it can handle. Okay, Shiva, something like this. It can handle Boolean values, true, and all these things it can handle. 100.9, something like this. Okay, it can handle multiple types of values. Here 10 is integer, here Shiva is a string, here true is a Boolean value, here this 100.9 is a float data type, let's say decimal number, right? It's a point, it has a point, right? So it's a float value. So list can handle multiple types of values like strings, booleans, or whatever it is. Okay, that is a list actually. Now, that is, what is this multiple types means? Heterogeneous values. Okay, genius values, heterogeneous values. And the second thing is it's a like what I mean to say is the insertion order is fixed actually. I'll be discussing this about the insertion order while practicing, but let me write the point here. Insertion order, okay, order is fixed. What is this insertion order is fixed? Means if you put the 10 at the 0th index in the list, that will be always there at the 0th index in the list. If you put any particular element in the 0th index of the list, that will be there at 0th at that particular index within that list. Okay, it will not change the index. Okay, it will not change the index. That is the insertion order. That means the insertion order, the order is fixed. One functionality of the list is the heterogeneous objects are allowed, like multiple types of values like integers, numbers. Okay, integers, strings, booleans, and the float numbers are allowed, and the insertion order is fixed. And the third next thing that you need to discuss about the list is the duplicates are allowed. Okay, duplicates are allowed. What is mean by duplicates? What is mean by duplicates that you need to understand? Duplicates means same numbers, like this, same values, actually 10 comma 10, something like this. Shiva comma Shiva, something like this. These are the duplicate values. Okay, this is also one value, this is also one value. These are duplicate value. These are allowed. Something like this. Okay, so duplicate values are allowed in the list actually. So if you want to, these are the 4 points you need, or 3 points you need to remember. List, heterogeneous values are allowed, insertion order is fixed, and the duplicates are allowed. Okay, now if you want to access a particular element in list, suppose this is the list, L is equal to 10 comma 20 comma like this, Shiva comma 30, something like this. Okay, now right, so if you want to access a particular element in list, suppose I want to access Shiva, right? As we already know, the list index starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So if you want to access a particular element in that particular list, what you need to do? Print of L of, you need to give square bracket, something like this. 2, you need to access with their index. You need to access with their index, actually, something like this. List of L of 2 represents this Shiva, actually, something like this. Okay, so that's what you need to understand. You need to access the list elements with their particular index. These are the points you need to understand. First point, it accepts the heterogeneous values. It insertion order is preserved, insertion order is fixed, or insertion order is preserved, and the duplicates are allowed. Okay, duplicates are allowed, and the if you want to access any elements, you need to access the elements in the list using their index. Okay, you need to understand all these things, okay, regarding the list, actually. Now let me show in practical. Let me go to my command prompt. Okay, this is the empty list. Okay, now let me, okay, click on enter. L of, let me increase the font if you want. Okay, now L is equal to this. This is a list. How you can represent list is with square brackets, if you see it here, right? When you, I've already shown you the type function, type of L. Okay, type of L, it's a list type. You can see that it's a list type. Okay, it's a list type. Now let me put L is equal to, okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, L is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Just click on enter. I have L is equal to, these are the values. These are the values. This is a L is a variable, and these are the different values in the list of that particular, assigned to that particular variable. Right, now what I have told you, insertion, how to access an element in particular list. Here at the 0th index, what is the element? 10th. 10 is the element. 1 index, 20 is the element. 2 index, 30 is element. 3 index, 40 is element. 4 index, 50 is a element. Now I want to access print of L of, I want to access the element at 3 index. Okay, the element at 3 index. The element, the value is 40. If you see, the 3 index value that we have is 40. Actually, 3 index value that we have is 40. That means 0, 1, 2, 3. At the 3 index, we have value is 40. This is how you need to access the list values using their indexes, actually. Okay, so that is how you need to access the list. Okay, now let me write one more list, L1. Okay, L1 is equal to, let me put something like this, 10, 20, let me put string value now. Okay, Shiva, let me take Boolean value. Okay, like true. Okay, you can see that heterogeneous objects are allowed. I have told you, right? Heterogeneous objects are allowed as part of the list, right? So I have told you this. Okay, so that's what. Okay, heterogeneous objects are allowed. This is the heterogeneous objects values are allowed. Okay, now here these are the heterogeneous values. Integers are there, string is there, Boolean is there. Okay, that means these are the heterogeneous values. Okay, let me click on enter. You can see that we did not get any error. Okay, so that means heterogeneous objects are allowed. If you see print of L1. Okay, L1. Okay, once again L1. That means it's a it is printing the list. Okay, L1 is the list, right? This is a list that is assigned to L1, and it is printing the list, right? If you want to access, also you can access L1 print of L1 of 2, actually. Okay, you can see that you can access a particular element in the list, that is string. Okay, that is string. If you give something like this, if you want to understand what is the type of element at particular index 2, what you need to do, print of okay, L1 of 2, actually. That will return the second index value, that is Shiva. And if you want to understand, you need to provide the type of TYPE, type of L1, of index 2. Okay, something like this, type of L1 of index 2. That is this. You can see that it is a string type. It's a string type. What is this? I'll be explaining in the diagram just now. I'll be explaining in the theory now. Okay, now let me go here. I have, okay, I have written something like this. L1 is equal to, okay, 10 comma 20 comma, okay, Shiva comma, okay, true. I have written true. I have written something like this, right? So I am accessing first print of L1 of 2, right? Print of L1 of 2. As the index of 10 is 0, as the index of 20 is 1, as the index of Shiva is 2, the Shiva will be printed to our console. That's what we have seen. But I have second print I have used, print of type of L1 of 2, right? L1 of 2 that we have used, right? Here, L1 of 2, what it will give? L1 of 2 gives, what it will give? Shiva it will give, right? Shiva it will give. It will give Shiva. What it will become? Print of, it will become internally, how it executes? Print of type of Shiva. L1 of 2 will give Shiva, right? It will give Shiva something like this, right? Now, type of Shiva, what it will become? It's a string type. String type. Type is a function with which you can fetch the type of the value, right? So that is string type. That is how it is executing internally. That is how it is executing internally. You need to understand this. Okay. Now, this is the type of that's a thing actually. Right now, that means the heterogeneous objects are allowed as part of the list. As part of the list. Now, duplicates are allowed. I have told you the duplicates are allowed, something like the same values in the list, right? Now, let me write that L2 is equal to, okay, 10 comma 10 comma 10 comma 20 comma 30, right? So let me write string also, some string, so that it will be easy for you. Uh, uh, Something like this. Okay, now here the 10 and 10 are the duplicate values. Whether the list will be allowing that, you can see that it is allowed. We did not get any error. Now, if you understand type of L2, if you see the type is list still, because the list will allow duplicate values. The list will allow duplicate values, something like this. Okay, that's what you need to understand regarding the list. Actually, regarding the list. Okay, now what you need to understand is the next thing is, okay, tuple. Okay, let me see before moving further. If I tell this one, is that okay? One second. Yeah, no problem. I don't want to tell that one now. Let me move to tuple. Tuple is the data type, another data type that we have as part of the Python. Okay, what is tuple? Okay, what is tuple? Okay, let me take a new new screen. Let me take a new screen. Okay, now tuple is nothing but it will also handle a group of values. It will also handle a group of values. Okay, let me tell you. Okay, tuple is a data type. Tuple, something like this. Let me take 3 actually, or let me take 2 only. Okay, tuple. Tuple will be T is equal to, it will be represented something like this. In this parenthesis, the brackets will be parenthesis. Okay, the brackets will be parenthesis, something like this. T is equal to this one. Okay, the brackets will be parenthesis. Okay, now T is equal to parenthesis, right? Something like this. 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40. Okay, something like this. It should be parenthesis. Okay, this is the tuple. This is the tuple. T is equal to, it is also allowed 10 comma 20 comma Shiva comma, okay, 60, something like this. Okay, it is the tuple. Okay, but it looks like same. It is also allowing the heterogeneous values. It will also allow duplicate values, something like this. And insertion order also preserved in case of tuple. But what is the difference between the tuple and the list? What's the difference between the tuple and the list? Okay, that's what you need to understand. Tuple is immutable. Tuple is immutable. That means not changeable. We are going to do some practicals, but yeah, just theory as part of the theory. Immutable, immutable, and the list is mutable, mutable, mutable. Okay, what is this immutable and what is this mutable? Immutable is not changeable, changeable. Okay, the mutable means it's a changeable. Okay, now you can see that here. Now let me show you an example. Okay, now let me go to here. Actually, now let me see what is a print of L2. L2. You can see that here. L2 list has 10, 10, 20, 30, Shiva. These are the values that are there as part of the L2 list, right? So this L2, okay, let me take this as, I am making this L2 as, okay, L2 of, I want to change the number at the particular index. I want to change the number at one index to 90 actually. As of now, at one index, L2 list has the number 10, but I want to change the at one index a number to 90. A number to 90. You can see that here. Okay, now print of L2 again. You can see that number previously it is 10, but it is 90 now. That means it is changeable. The existing list, this list which we have here, the list L2 is changeable, changeable. Okay, but that means it is mutable. Changeable means I've told you, right? It's a list is a mutable object. List is a mutable object, but tuple is not immutable, not changeable. That means, let me write a tuple. Okay, t is equal to, let me take the same values. It should be in the parenthesis, like 10 comma 10 comma, okay, 10 comma 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma, okay, let me take Shiva, something like this, right? Okay, now I have given a tuple something like this. Now type of t is tuple. Okay, tuple, type of t is tuple. Okay, now here it's a tuple, t is a tuple. Now if I want to change t of okay, 2, t of 1, okay, t of 1 is equal to 90, okay, that will not be allowed. You can see that tuple object does not support item assignment. That is, you are not allowed to change the values present in the tuple. You are not allowed to change the values present in the tuple. Tuple will not allow you to change that. Okay, all other functionalities were same. That means heterogeneous objects are allowed, duplicates are allowed, insertion order is preserved, and all the things are same with the list, except one condition, that is list is mutable and tuple is immutable. That means list is changeable. You can change the values of the list, but tuple you cannot change the values of the list. Okay, that's what the difference is actually. So that's a difference between the tuple and the list actually. So do you people get this? Any questions, anyone?
Sir, can we extend the size of the list once it is declared?
Yes, you can extend the size of the list. We have some functions for the list. You can extend that one. We have an extend function, as you say. Extend function is also there. We can combine two lists and we can extend the size of the list. What are the list functions are there? We are going to discuss a dedicated session will be there for the list function. You can increase the size of the list. Yes, you are right.
For tuple, we can't.
Yes, because it is immutable. You cannot change the tuple, right? Yes. Okay, that's what you need to understand. Okay, it is a very important question for the interviews for the service based companies. What is the difference between the list and the tuple? Okay, they will ask, if they ask in the if they ask Python. Okay, now what is the difference between the byte and byte array? Okay, that's you need to understand. Bytes object is immutable. Byte array object is mutable. What's the difference between list and tuple? The list is mutable and tuple is immutable. That's what the two differences you need to understand before moving further. Okay, the next thing that you need to understand is range. One of the function you have is range actually. Now before moving to range, I want to tell you one of the thing as part of the list actually. Okay, now let me go to a list here actually. Now here list, not list, tuple. Okay, sorry, it should be tuple. Okay, now here t is equal to, we have 10 comma 20 comma 30. Okay, we have a dedicated section for the slicing, but yeah, let me tell you a few concepts. Let me introduce you to the slicing. Okay, now here, okay, what is a slice? Okay, what is a slice? Suppose you have a big cake. Okay, you have a big cake. Okay, C-A-K-E, cake. That means this is the slice of that cake. A particular part is the slice. Okay, that particular part. Okay, it's a slice actually. Like that, you can take a particular part, like this part or this part, or okay, whatever the part it is, you can only take this part, something like the slice of that particular tuple actually. You can like you can output that particular slice. Okay, now how to do that? T of 0 comma 0 colon 3, that will print all the element. That means 0 index to 2 index, 0 1 2, all these three things. 0 comma 3 means that will print 0 10 comma 20 comma 30. Okay, if you do t of 0 comma 2, that means it will print 10 comma 20, something like this. You are slicing a part of that particular tuple. You are slicing a part of that particular tuple. Okay, that's you are excluding, like externalizing the part. Okay, let me show you. Okay, t is equal to, okay, 10 comma 20 comma 30. Okay, now this is the tuple. Type of t is tuple, if you see it here. Okay, now print of, okay, these are very useful for you in programming. Do not think that it is not useful. This small, it looks like small concepts. All these small pieces mixed together will be becoming a program. Okay, so you should understand all these things. T of 0 comma 3, it will print 10 comma 20 comma 30. If you do 3 of 0 comma 2, actually something like this. Okay, now it will print 10 comma 20. Okay, t of 0 comma let me put 0 comma 1. Okay, it will print only 10. Okay, something like this. Okay, t of 0 comma 0, it will not print anything. Let me put, it will print the empty list. Okay, that means, okay, now that means you need to understand here that you are slicing a particular part of that particular entire tuple. Actually, you are slicing a particular part, either this part, or either any other part. Actually, you can also put here, here we have t of, okay, t, okay, print, okay, one second, print, print of, okay, t of, okay, 1 colon 3, something like this. It will print 20 and 30. Okay, 20 and 30, because, okay, at the first index, where is that? Okay, at the first index we have 20. We have from the first index. Okay, these are, what is this 1 comma 3 here? What I have put inside these brackets? The index values. Okay, at the first index, what I put here, here you need to understand this one. What I have put, t of 1 colon 3 I have put 3 I have put. That means from the first index to the index before 3. What is the index before 3? 2 index, right? 3 minus 1. Okay, that means from the first index to the index before 3, that is 2, you need to print the elements. That means 20 comma 30. Actually, you are slicing that particular tuple to make some parts of that particular tuple. Okay, so that's what you need to understand. What is this? Okay, these are index values. These are index values. Okay, now if you put 1 colon 3, that means from the first index to the index before 3, that means 2 index. Okay, 3 minus 1, that means 3 minus 1, that means 1 comma 2 means 20 comma 30. That's what you need to understand here actually, right? That's what the slicing. If you want to take some particular part of the list, if you want to in the programming, it will be based on the problem statement. It will be very useful. Based on the problem statement, you need to take some part of the list, some part of the tuple. You need to take some elements. Okay, you need to use slicing. It will be very easy for you actually. So something like this. Okay, now in programming, what they want, this slicing also appears. This slicing also appears for list also. I'm telling for this tuple, but the slicing also appears for the list. Okay, now so let me discuss few things about the slicing now. Okay, before moving further. Okay, if you give t of 0 colon 0 colon, if you give something like this, what it will print? Okay, from the 0th index to the end of the list, to the end of the tuple. Okay, suppose it's a t is a tuple, right? From the 0th index to the end of the tuple. Let me show you. Okay, now let me show you. Okay, print of t of 0 colon 0 colon. What it will print? All the numbers between 0th index is 10, right? Here 0th index, where is that? 0th index is 10. Okay, right, this is the 0th index, that is 10. From the 0th index to the end of the all the elements. Okay, all the elements, that is 0 colon 0 colon. Now let me tell you. Okay, print of t of something like this, 1 colon 1. If you see, it will print 10. That means, see, until 1, from the starting to until 1. Okay, that means only 10, because in the second value will become 1 minus 1, something like that, right? So until 0, only the first value printed to the console actually. Okay, like this you need to understand. Based on this concept, let me tell you a problem which will be given in the interviews for you actually. Let me tell you a problem. Okay, now let me take a list. Okay, let me take a list. Okay, it will be, see, the problem is very easy, but the people find it complex, or who doesn't understand programming. But yeah, it's easy actually. Let me take this.
This range concept is applied to list also, or only for tuple? This slice.
This is no. This slicing is applicable for both tuple and the list. Okay, so now what the problem statement will be? What the problem statement will be, like what they will give list something like this. They will give, like, this is a list I'm going to take. I'm not going to take tuple here. 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40 comma 50. Okay, they are going to give something like this. Okay, this is the list. Okay, they are going to give. Okay, now they are going to give okay, some value, some target value. Target value is equal to 2, something like this, or 3 or 4, something like this. They are going to give some target value. If they give 2, the output should be, what should be the output they are expecting? Output they are expecting should be, output is equal to, they will be expecting the output should be 30, 40, 50, okay, 10, comma 20. Okay, the output should be like this. If they give target as 1, okay, now the output should be something like this. Okay, now 20, comma 30, comma 40, what is that? 20, 30, 40, 50, comma 10. Okay, that means this is the rotation. If the target is one element should be going to the end, something like this. It should rotate one time. Okay, if the target is two elements should be rotated. Okay, two elements should be rotated like this. Okay, if the target is two elements should be rotated. 10 should be rotated and the 20 should be rotated. Okay, something like this. Did you get this problem statement? Everyone got this problem statement? I am going to show you the answer. Everyone got this problem statement?
Yes.
Okay, now this is very easy program. Okay, with the help of slicing. What you need to do, they will be giving list. L is equal to 10, comma 20, comma 30, comma 40, comma 50. Okay, something like this. They are given something for us like this. Okay, they have given the target number of times it should rotate. Target value is equal to 2. Okay, now what you need to do, you need to fetch these two values. Now, how to fetch these two values? L1, I am going to handle this L1 is, okay, now colon 3 actually, colon 3. That means from the starting index to 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay, 0, 2, right? I need to take 2, I think. Okay, I need to take 2, colon 2. 2 minus 1, 1. And that means 0th index, 1 index. Okay, it will take, what will be the output for this? 10, comma, the list, the 10, comma 20 will be assigned to this L1. 20 will be assigned to this L1. Let me show you. Okay, now L is equal to 10, comma 20, comma 30, comma 40, comma 50. Okay, now this is the L. Okay, now print of L. What is the print of L will give? That will give all the values in that particular list actually, right? Now what I want to assign, L1 is equal to L of colon 2 actually, colon 2. That means why I am taking 2 here? Because the target for me is only 2. Okay, because the target is 2. If the target is 1, I might have taken 1 only, right? So the target is 2. Okay, now let me click on enter. Now if you see print of L1, it will be only 20, comma 10, comma 20. Only first 2 elements we got. Now this is first part. Okay, now we want this part. The 20, 40, 50. Now what is this? What is the index of 30? The index of 30 is 2, right? I am handling L2 is another variable. I am handling 2 colon. That means from the second index to the end of the list. If you not give any number here, from the second index, it will be to the end of the list. From the second index to the end of the list. That is the meaning of that. Values will be assigned to this L2 actually. Now, let me show you. Okay, L2 is equal to, okay, 2 colon. Okay, what is this? It's 2 colon, right? So from the second index to the end of the list. Yes. Okay, 1 second. 2 colon, invalid syntax. 1 second. It's right syntax. Previously we have used this. Where is that we have used? Yeah, 0 colon we have used, right? Is equal to, you need to use 1. Why it is giving that wrong syntax? It is because you need to use L right here. You need to use L. You need to slice L list, right? So that is why it is giving the syntax issues. Okay, now you can see that L2. You can see that it is properly executed. Now print of L2. What is L2 now? L2 is 30, 40, 50. Now, what is L2 here? L2 is, okay, let L2 is, here it is, L2 is 30, 40, 50, right? Now, what you are going to do? Print of L2 plus L1. Print of L2 plus L1. You are going to do something like this. Okay, now let me show you. Print of L2 plus L1. Okay, L2 plus L1. You can see that my list is rotated. My list is rotated. You can see that 10, 20 came at the end. 30, 40, 50 came at the front. So this is how you need to solve the problem. It is a very simple problem. Many of the interviews will be asking this, how to rotate a list values to the end with a, you can do with this slicing. It is like 1, 2, like only 3-step problem. Only three lines you need to write a code, okay, using slicing. Okay, you can also do this multiple ways. This is the easiest way I can explain. Like we can explain using for loop, that's a complex and all these things will be there. But yeah, this is the easiest way actually. Okay, any questions please with this? Is that understood?
Yes, Shiva.
Yeah. Any questions for any other?
Yes, sir. It's understood, but I just have a question. Like, my question is related to the project. Because I know you explained last time couple like a 7 project, and you say you're gonna choose 4 project that we gonna do. So you explain about a JSON file that once that JSON file is uploaded, the Python script will be able to pick up this JSON file and load it into a database. That's
Yes.
one of the project. So I'm just a little curious to know the other project, like what is behind the scene. Can you explain a little bit more deeper? Uh, if it in case of tree or request or sys or login, how does it work? Like same as you did for JSON file, we can already have a picture that, okay, we have a JSON file that Python script will be upload into a database. This one we know.
Yes.
What about
Yes.
the other?
Yeah, other projects you want to understand. Okay.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Yeah, let me explain one more project once again what we are going to do.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do you understand the EC2 machine that we have discussed in our Kubernetes? EC2 machine, it's the server,
Yes.
right? The EC2 machine. Okay. See, I have an organization. I have a company. I am running a website on our EC2 machine. Okay, I have a EC2 machine. I am running our website. Okay, my EC2 machine, the application is running as part of my EC2 machine. Okay, my EC2 machine will only get the request in the daytime. Okay, daytime. Okay, that means from morning 8 a.m. to night 8 p.m. only the people will be sending the request to my website. Okay, that is a condition we have. Okay, from morning 8 a.m. to night 8 p.m. Okay, now only at this time only my EC2 machine should be running, my website should be running. Okay, now this is a cost management I am doing now. This is a cost management program using this is a cost management project. Okay, using Python scripts. Okay, now at this time, morning 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., my EC2 machine should be running state. Okay. Now, from evening 8 p.m. running, okay, EC2 machine running. Okay. From evening 8 p.m. to morning 8 a.m. Okay, my EC2 machine should be stopped state. Okay, because I will be saving the cost if my EC2 machine is stopped, right? I will be saving the cost if my EC2 machine is going to be stopped, right? So at this time, from evening 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., my EC2 machine should be stopped state. And from morning 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., my EC2 machine should be running state to save my cost to pay to the Amazon. Okay, so AWS people, what I am going to do, I am going to leverage a concept of CloudWatch events. Okay, in the CloudWatch events, we are also going to see, I've told you, we are going to use some of the AWS services. I'll be explaining clearly about the services. It is not like that we are directly going to the services and using that. I'll be explaining what is the CloudWatch and why we need to use and what is this option, what is this option. I'll be explaining each and every one clearly. Okay, so CloudWatch will be having this CloudWatch will be having, see, we'll be having lambda function, lambda LAMBDA, lambda function. Here we will be writing a Python script. What is this Python script we are going to write? We are going to, in this Python script, we are going to use Boto3 library, Python library. Okay, some of the libraries we are going to use logging library, request library. Based on our functionality, we are going to use libraries. As of now, just to take an example of Boto3 because this Python script is going to interact with the EC2 machine. Okay, now at evening 8 p.m. In CloudWatch, we have something service called CloudWatch events. CloudWatch events, EVENTS. Okay, this CloudWatch event at evening 8 p.m. Suppose, let's think it is, the time is now, the time is now, what is the time now? It is 10:30. Let me take 10:20. Okay, it is 10:20 a.m. Okay, now it should be running. It is running state. It is running state. Now, this CloudWatch event will trigger this lambda function at 8 p.m. evening. 8 p.m. evening. Okay, 8 p.m. evening. Now, this lambda function will be connecting to this EC2, like this EC2 machine. Okay. Now, we'll be fetching the state of the EC2, whether it is running state, because it will be in running state because it is 8 a.m. to 10. It is in that range actually, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Right? It should be in running state. It will be in running state. Now, if it is in a running state, this lambda function will make this state of the EC2 machine to stop the state because it is 8 p.m. time. Time is 8 p.m. Okay, SPOPPED, stop the state. Now, again, we have another event in CloudWatch. Again, this event, now it is in stopped state. That's okay. Okay, that's okay. Now the time got completed, and again the time has come to 8 a.m. morning. Okay, 8:00 a.m. Okay, again this lambda function will go and connect to EC2 machine. And fetch the status whether is it in stopped state. Yes, it is in stopped state previously. Now, as it is a 8 a.m., it will lambda function is a Python script here. Lambda function Python script makes this EC2 machine running state actually. So this kind of automation, instead of we doing manually every day morning, wake up at 8 a.m. morning and starting the EC2 machine every day, night we will be logging into the AWS account, stopping the EC2 machine. It's not a feasible solution doing manually every day. Okay, we will be automating this using CloudWatch events and lambda function. We are going to write a script with the lambda function, and we will be doing this automation with like this actually, stopping and starting the EC2 machine. This is also one of the things we are going to do. Is that clear with this?
Yes, it's clear. But this kind of implementation will be done in dev only, right? Because it can be done in production, or?
Yes, you are right. It can be done in dev only, but you are saving cost right here. You are saving cost.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yes.
This is one of the project. Okay.
Okay.
Now the other project. Okay.
Yes.
What we are going to do? We will be having a thing called EC2 machine. EC2 machine will be there, or whatever it is, load balancer or say EC2 machine, whatever the service it is, Elasticsearch or whatever it is. Okay, EC2 machine. Suppose let's think an example of EC2 machine. Now, as of now, this is continuously. This is another project. This is another project. Let's think this should be continuously running. Okay, whether it is night or whether it is a day, whether it is a whatever it is, whether it's a weekend, it should be continuously running because it's an important website. It's a payment related application that is running as part of the EC2. It should be continuously running. Okay, now we have a CloudWatch alarms. We have a CloudWatch alarms. Okay. We have AWS service. See, why I'm using all these technical terms, like you should get the real-time experience. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, suppose it's running state. As of now, it's running state. How we will do a setup? How we will do a setup is this CloudWatch will continuously monitor the EC2 machine. This CloudWatch will continuously monitor the EC2 machine actually. Okay, now this CloudWatch will continuously monitor EC2 machine. As of now, it is running state. Now, if it is went to do by mistake, like something happened to this EC2 machine and suddenly it stopped. STOPPED stopped. In weekends, anyone does not know. Okay, weekends also website should be running, right? Okay, so, because it's a payment related application, everyone will be doing the payments. Okay, suddenly it went to stopped state. Everyone will be blocked. Okay, anyone cannot do payments, right? So this CloudWatch event will detect this. It went to stopped state or some problem has been appeared with this EC2 machine. It will trigger the Lambda function. It will trigger the Lambda function, LAMBDA Lambda function. You will be writing a Python script. You will be writing a Python script. Okay. What this Python script will do as part of this Lambda function, this Python script will send you an email that this service has been stopped. Okay, this service has been stopped. Okay, this is also one of the projects that we are going to do. Okay, we are going to leverage some of the AWS concepts which I already mentioned. Yeah, these are the things. Yeah, few projects, but yeah, these are the few examples I can say. Is that interesting?
Yes, Shiva.
Yes, very interesting.
In the first project, you have said it's mainly used in dev environment, right? So
yes.
What is meaning of dev and UAT, Shiva?
Actually, see, people in industry, what will be there? Suppose there is e-commerce application like Amazon.in. Amazon.in. Okay, this is Amazon.in application. Okay, there will be multiple environments. Suppose this is one environment. Okay, see what we are accessing Amazon.in application here. Okay, Amazon.in application. This is from the production environment. This application is deployed as part of the production environment. Okay, now, okay, see, this is the dev environment. Let me tell you, this is the dev environment. And the Amazon application also will be having something called release environment. So based on the company to company environments names will be changing. Let me take this is a UAT environment. Okay, now this is the production environment. There are three environments, that is dev, UAT, prod environment. The application what we are looking here is from the production environment. Okay, the actual users will be getting sending the request to production environment. But why this dev environment and the UAT environment is there? Okay, see, all these environments will be running the same application. Okay, this Amazon.in application only. Okay, this Amazon.in application only will be running in all the environments, dev, UAT, as well as prod. Okay, this will be Amazon AMA.in. Okay, Amazon AMA.in. Okay, Amazon.in. Okay, now applications are running everywhere. Dev, UAT, prod, perfectly it is running. Okay, no problem. As of now, everything is perfectly running. Suppose as a developer, I need to add new functionalities to these applications. New functionalities to these applications. Suppose I have added a functionality application So I've written some code and I have added a functionality. We cannot directly release to this production, right? This new functionality may affect in suppose if the new functionality which I have written might have a problem. I don't know. Okay, so I will be thinking like it will working correctly and it will be working normally and everything will be perfect, right? So I will not be directly releasing this application, okay, new version of the application in production. Okay, I will not do that because it may affect, okay, it may affect. There is a lot of chances to affect. There are 90% of chances if you directly release the new version of the application to the production, there are 90% of chances so that it will affect the entire Amazon.in application. Now what I will do, I will first release this to the development environment. Okay, I will first update this application version in the development environment. Then I will make sure that everything is working perfectly. Whatever the functionalities which I've written, extra functionalities which I've written as part of this application is working perfectly or not. I'll make sure that first I'll test in my local environments, in our local environments. Okay, if the application which after testing in the dev environment, and I will be releasing this application to UAT environment. Okay, now, okay, after testing in the dev environment, I will be releasing this application to a UAT environment. Okay, this dev environment and UAT environment is local to the organization. External people cannot access this. Okay, so here after testing in the UAT environment also, if you feel that if everything is working perfectly, everything is good, and you will be taking your manager permission and you will be releasing this newest version to the production environment. Okay, you will, these are for the testing, whether the new code is affecting other applications or not. There are many other applications, microservices running as part of this, right? So it may affect other applications also. So whether it is properly working, whether it is properly integrating with other applications or not, you will first test in this local environments of your organization. Okay, directly you will not release this newest code to the production because it may affect. There are a lot of chances. Okay, so first you will be testing there. If any problem is there, you will be modifying this code. Again, you will be deploying. Again, you will be modifying. Again, you will be deploying. After, until and unless that will be working perfectly. After working perfectly, you will be releasing to the UAT, and after that, taking the permissions from the managers or whoever the people it is, you will be deploying to production. Okay, directly you won't do that. These are the environments actually. UAT, dev, or prod. We have 6 environment in my previous company, like CI, CD, CI, RE, demo, stage, prod. We have 6 environments actually in my previous company. So like that, people will be maintaining the environments based on their requirement actually. So something like that. Okay, these are something called environments. Okay, did you get this? You got?
Yes, I understand. So you write the code and you deploy in like GitLab or something. Then from there it goes to Dev and UAT, right?
Yeah. Okay. See, is this projects which I have mentioned are interesting, or will you suggest me any changes?
Oh, it's very interesting. So, that kind of project, if we put on the resume, we're gonna definitely get a job. We just need to
Yes,
practice
yes.
this
Yeah,
project, man.
yeah, you need to just practice. Yes, you are right. And as part of the Boto 3, we need to understand 3 concepts mainly. One is actual client. Second one is paginators, and third one is waiters. We are going to clearly see this: client, paginators, and waiters. Why are waiters? What are paginators? What are client? See, all these things I did not mention about in the syllabus, because if you see the syllabus, it will be very clean and like only top points only I've mentioned. But if I mention all these things, people will be in kind of like stuck state actually. So I did not put all these things in syllabus. That is why, yeah. If you see the strength also, it is very less because people will not be interested in scripting or programming languages. Okay, even though one people is going to join, I'm going to take the class, no problem with that for me. Okay, so that's what I mean. If you are, yeah, that's a class for today actually. If you are interested, today's one more thing forgot to mention. Today is the last demo. If you are interested, please go ahead and join the course. Okay, if you are not, just leave it. Okay, so that's the thing. And thanks for joining session. And we'll meet in the next class, that is on Monday, 9:30 a.m. morning. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, any questions, anyone, please?
No, sure.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for joining. I'll meet in the next class. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.